Hello, I'm Dr. Fong, and I am the creator of the Eczema Healing Kickstart course. I am a naturopathic doctor, and I'm also an eczema survivor. I was born with severe eczema, and it took me over 30 years to completely heal my eczema, and that was only after I became a naturopathic doctor. So that's why I created this course. When I had really severe eczema, I really wanted information, education, and I really wanted to know, how do I get down to the root cause of my symptoms? And at that time, there really wasn't a lot of education out there, which is why I had to become a naturopathic doctor. So, this course is really designed to kickstart your healing process, to really give you the basics as to how do you understand the root causes of your eczema, and then how do you actually start to unravel this. Can you do some things on your own to start off with? And maybe that actually gets you going and gets your symptoms clearing up. Or maybe you actually need deeper support, and this course will help you understand if you do need that deeper support, and you can work one-on-one with my team to understand how do we get deeper and how do we unravel the puzzle pieces of your eczema or your child's eczema to get you healing. So, disclaimer, this guide is for informational purposes only. Use this as your education to get down to the root and really understand how your diet and lifestyle might be affecting your eczema. But if you want to dive deeper, I definitely recommend working one-on-one with my team so that we can help you to unravel this and we can run labs and really get to the bottom of your eczema. Okay. So, welcome to Cleanbody. I'm so excited that you're here. Again, I am an eczema survivor, and so I personally and clinically really understand eczema from the inside out. I have treated thousands of eczema patients. I myself have healed my eczema, and I am completely eczema free. So I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to share this information with you. And I really want to start here. To achieve lasting eczema relief, we really need to get down to the root causes. And you can see that there are 6 root causes that I've laid out here. In my practice and in my own personal healing, these are some of the root causes that I have uncovered that have really been at the top of the list. Now, there are other root causes, but often those other root causes, such as, let's say, hormone imbalances, are usually linked to something on this list. So the first one is microbiome imbalances. And if you have a microbiome imbalance, you might have signs of bloating, reactive skin. Maybe your eczema worsens, when you are traveling or eating outside of your diet. And our recommendation is to get testing, get evaluated by our team, and we would do a gut healing protocol that will heal your microbiome if we did find out that you had some microbiome imbalance. And that could be things like just a dysbiosis, or it could be that you have a parasite or candida or yeast that is really causing the gut to be imbalanced and therefore the skin, because we do notice a really, correlation between your gut and your skin microbiome. The second root cause is toxic burden. And you might have toxic burden if you have sensitivity to smells, if you are super fatigued, if you get headaches, if you get flares when you go into moldy buildings. And we really need to personalize this to detox you. If we do find on testing that we do find that you have a lot of toxicity, we can do some gentle detoxes, especially if you're a child or if you're very, very sensitive, or we can dive in and really get in there, clean up heavy metals, mold, etc. Leaky gut is the third root cause, and you might have leaky gut if you have a lot of food sensitivities, a lot of allergies, if you have multiple symptoms. Again, some testing is needed here. And then another gut healing protocol to heal that leakiness in your gut, which might be causing your allergies, your sensitivities, and therefore your eczema. Leaky skin. Now, almost all of us eczema people have leaky skin, and we can identify, is your leaky skin, due to genetics? Is it due to some harsh chemicals you're putting on your skin? And then we want to make sure to give you some really good topicals that will help that leaky skin. And then we can also work from the inside, building that skin barrier through nutrition and supplements. Nutrition factors. Now, this is a big one because this is basically something you are doing 5 times a day, maybe even more, is putting food into your body. And that food could be poison and it could be medicine. And unfortunately, a lot of us eczema people do not know what's the optimal diet for ourselves. And we could be having food sensitivities, food allergies. We could be eating inflammatory foods. We can be eating foods too high in sugar. And all of this can affect our skin. So nutrition is a really big one. We can test for food sensitivities and allergies, and then we can optimize that, what we call the clean food plate. Okay. And finally, we have lifestyle factors. And this is everything from stress to exercise, because when you are stressed, your skin gets itchier. Okay. So this is something that we really need to identify and help to optimize everything that we're supposed to be doing to help our skin be as healthy as possible. All right. Now, in conventional medicine, we are focusing only on the symptoms, the itchiness, the dry skin, the skin eruptions, the skin infections. We're giving antibiotics. We're giving steroid creams. We're giving things that are really just dealing with what you see here in red circles here are just the symptoms. And that will never get to the root cause of eczema. And therefore, it will never have you completely healed, which is where I am today, which is where I've helped thousands of patients in my practice as well. Okay, so we really need to get down to the root, and that's what this course is about, is we are trying not to just silence those symptoms, but we are trying to really clear this eczema for good. Now, if you have signs of topical steroid withdrawal, that would include rash worsening or spreading after stopping your steroid creams. Your skin might be hot and red and burning and oozing. This is something that is called topical steroid withdrawal. This is something that happens to those with eczema if they've been using topical steroids for a very long time and then all of a sudden they stop. Or maybe you're someone who's been using topical steroids and you feel like it's not working anymore. That could also be topical steroid withdrawal too. Okay. So first off, definitely check out our root cause assessment if you haven't done so already, so you can see if you score high on the topical steroid withdrawal checklist, and then also what are the root causes that are the highest for you, so that you can start to understand where you might go to unravel this picture for you. Learn about those risks of conventional medications. There's a link here on your course guide here. And that will help you to understand, okay, I might be on Dupixent right now. I might be on a topical steroid, but I don't want to stay on this because of these risks. And I really want to get down to the root cause. And then definitely check out this link here, which will help you dive deeper into what TSW is, help you understand if you actually have TSW. If you meet with a member of our team in a root cause consultation, we'll also help you to understand if what you might be experiencing is actually topical steroid withdrawal. Okay. Now, at Cleanbody, we want to break the cycle by reducing your symptoms naturally, not with conventional medicines, so that we're not harming the system. We're just helping those symptoms to die down a bit. And then we're also addressing the root cause. And in conventional medicine, we tend to only address the symptoms, and we're also not doing that naturally. We're usually doing that with conventional medications, which are just silencing those symptoms and potentially even causing more harm. Side effects like eye issues when you use Dupixent, TSW when you use topical steroids, for example, okay? So let's get started with breaking the cycle, which is part 1, where we are reducing the symptoms naturally. Now, I like to do a lot of things to reduce these symptoms naturally, and that can be everything from cryotherapy, which is cold therapy, because inflammation is usually hot. And so using any kind of cold therapy can be really helpful. We have recommendations like ice rollers, which you can roll on the skin, whole body cryotherapy, and even just ice packs are really helpful for lowering that inflammation, okay? Diet changes. So, there are inflammatory foods. We can do some testing to see if you have some inflammatory foods that you should be taking out of your system that you might be sensitive or allergic to. Or we can also just try to take out the highest inflammatory foods. In my experience, that is gluten, dairy, and sugar and processed foods. And this can really trigger inflammation and trigger eczema. Typically, we have to remove these foods for at least 3 weeks to see an improvement. So sometimes people are like, oh, Dr. Fong, I did that for like a week and nothing happened. Well, that's often not long enough. And then what I'll also say is removing the foods is really only one piece of the puzzle for some people. For some people, it's actually the whole piece of the puzzle. And so everybody's a little different. Okay. I also really love healing baths. And so there is a combination soak that's called Soakness. That's really great. It's a hydrogen peroxide bath. And that can really help to lower the microbes on the skin that often cause eczema, like Staph aureus and Malassezia, which is a yeast. And so check out these Soakness baths, and that could be something you could try. Lymphatic drainage is really important because when the lymph gets stuck, then we get itchy. And the lymph is basically like a garbage disposal, which basically is a network of vessels that pumps lymph through your system, cleaning up all the debris and dirt in your body, basically. And so when we don't move, when we just are stagnant all the time, our lymphatics get stuck. And that's often where we get itchy. Okay. So if anyone's ever itchy on their neck area, you have a lot of lymphatics there. Okay. So lymphatic drainage, things like massaging those areas. You can even use a massage gun. You can go get a lymphatic drainage massage. You could do dry brushing. These are all things that you can do to improve your lymphatic system. Now, stress is a big one, and the body scan meditation is really, really helpful. And I think a lot of people discount how much the mind is making us itchy, especially for stress. So we need to relax our mind, relax our body parts. And so if you click here, you'll see a body scan meditation where basically I'll walk you through a meditation where you're relaxing each and every part of your body, which is very hard to do when you're itchy, but that's definitely something that's helpful and can be done, as much as you want. Acupressure. There is a massage point, acupressure point that's called large intestine 11. It's right here on your elbow. Okay, right here, and you can see the picture right here. And you can also just massage that. That actually, if you massage that, can lower the itchiness as well. And parents, if you have children, you can actually be massaging that area to lower the itchiness. The 4-7-8 breath is really great. So breathing in for 4 through your nose, holding that breath for 7, and releasing for 8 counts. This can be so helpful when you're itchy, okay? And I know it's hard to do, but the mental health is very important for lowering the itchiness. And when we get stressed, if we're already itchy, we're just going to get itchier. Okay. There's so many topicals and homeopathics that I really like to use that often when my team works with you, we're going to pick and choose what's best for you. But we do have a clean skin topical kit, which includes Clean Skin Calm, which is hypochlorous acid, which is great to lower the microbes that are on the skin, like Staph aureus, Malassezia, that can be causing eczema. And then also it can lower inflammation and itch. Hypochlorous acid is something that we naturally produce in our bodies. Clean Skin Restore is a topical probiotic, so that's really helping to restore the microbiome of the skin. And finally, Clean Skin Protect is an ointment, which is great for many eczema people. For some people with certain types of eczema, we don't want you to use an ointment, but for most people with eczema, ointments are a really great idea. Okay, but if you're someone who finds that you use oil-based products on your skin and you get itchier, the third product in here, the Clean Skin Protect, might be something you want to avoid. And then if we work together one-on-one, we could decide, okay, what's best for you? We would want to do more water-based topicals to get that moisturizing ability on your skin, okay? And then I do love this homeopathic called Urtica urens 30C. And this is basically a homeopathic herb called stinging nettle. And stinging nettle is one of our herbs that we use for allergies and inflammation. And so homeopathy is very dilute versions of stinging nettle. So this can be very safe for anybody of all ages to use. And you can follow the directions on the bottle. You can purchase it via the link right here. And basically, this can just help ease the itchiness, ease the inflammation, and something safe that you can use, and you can see if that really helps with the itch. Now, sleep is the next thing that's really hard when we are super itchy. There are a lot of herbs and homeopathic remedies that you could try. Again, if you worked with our team, we would help you to pick and choose what those are. But check out our sleep support blog post because I list all of the remedies that we like to use and how and why you would use them. So you could check this out and see if you can help your sleep out, to just get that good night's rest because healing from the inside out, we also really need a good night's rest. And we all know that when we're itchy, it's very hard to sleep. Okay. So working with us, what's the difference between just trying all this stuff and working with my team? Well, we might give you more comprehensive support because we're going to run some labs, we're going to do some tests, and we will also be able to do deeper work, things like peptide therapy, which can lower that inflammation and heal that gut if the gut is really imbalanced when we do some testing. We'll give you targeted supplements, herbs, and homeopathy, and then comprehensive detoxification protocols. So, testing really helps us to understand, okay, what are we really looking at? What are the real root causes? But these are some things that you can definitely try. Definitely, consult with your physician before trying any new supplement. But these are safe things that you can try and see if they help, just to kind of help lower that itch, right? And I know that the itch is really what motivates us to try to use conventional medicine. So here are some natural things you can do to help lower that itch. Okay. All right. Now, breaking the cycle part 2 is addressing those root causes. And the Cleanbody method, which is a method I created after healing myself from eczema, is 3 steps. It's number 1, evaluate. We have to do a very thorough evaluation. We have to optimize what I call the Cleanbody pillars. We'll talk about what those are. And then we have to potentially give targeted support, okay? If you click the link here, you can read deeper about the Cleanbody method, but we're going to break it down a little bit here, in terms of how do we use it for eczema. So investigating the root causes, number 1, if you haven't done the eczema root cause assessment, do it. Click the button here in your guide. And that's the first place. You can start to see what are potentially some of the root causes that I might need to look into myself or with a Cleanbody practitioner. Then you want to track your symptoms. So if you book a root cause consultation with us, we will actually give you a free access to our Cleanbody app where you will get a journaling system where we basically want to see everything under the sun about you. We want to see your skin photos, your meals, your bowel movements, sleep, symptoms, stress. All of these factors play a role in your eczema. And often we're only looking at labs, or sometimes we're not even looking at labs, and we're basically just giving medications in conventional medicine, right? So at Cleanbody, we want to really evaluate everything about you because each and everything that is going on in your life could actually be playing a role in your eczema, everything from your food to your sleep to your stress. Okay, so that's where the journaling system is really great. And if you don't decide to book a consultation yet, I would recommend that you just start journaling on your own. But if you do book a consultation, you will get access to that app and you can start journaling and using that app. The next part of the evaluation process is we have to do some lab testing often. Now, sometimes I see a patient and, maybe I might say, okay, it's so clear what's going on. You can choose to do the labs or not based on your finances. But often we do want to really get, clear signs that we do have to do some work in a certain department, and that is from lab testing. Okay, so we might do a gut test, which will look at your microbiome. It'll look at whether you have parasites, bacteria, etc. We might do mold testing. We might do heavy metal testing and other environmental toxin testing. We might do food sensitivity, food allergy testing, and we might do an overall health assessment. Okay. Now you can also order these directly if you would like, and that would come with a consultation with a member of our team to help you understand what your next steps are after those labs. But I might recommend booking a root cause consultation first so that we can help you to understand which tests might actually be needed for you so that you're not wasting your money just doing all types of testing and not really knowing exactly which test to run. So that's what we'll help you out within your root cause consultation. So check out these buttons here if you want to check out some of the tests that we might use, okay? All right. And what are the pillars of health? So this is step two. So we've done now all of this evaluation to help understand what are the factors. But, there's really a foundation that we need to lay down before we actually start detoxing and cleansing. And that is your pillars of health. And so the first pillar is called clean mind. And this is so important because when we are stressed, our inflammation increases and it affects our cortisol levels. And so we have to make sure that you are learning how to get out of fight or flight. And you can see on this page here, what does it look like when I'm in fight or flight? Well, you're basically going to be super stressed. You might have tense muscles, and then you're going to be super itchy. And what does it look like when I'm in rest and digest mode? And rest and digest mode looks like a very calm and relaxed system. So, read this part of the guide and follow some of these recommendations for supporting the vagus nerve to lower stress and inflammation. And these are simple things that you can start to incorporate, okay? And, I think sometimes people think this part's not important, but I always start here because our mind is one of the most important pieces of the puzzle. The next important piece and the next pillar is called clean food. And, we have to make sure what we're putting on our plate, what we're putting in our mouths is clean. And some of the top recommendations, of course, eat organic. I know it's more expensive, but this is really, really important. Avoid alcohol and caffeine. These are drugs, and we want to really allow our system to heal without these drugs. Avoid inflammatory foods like gluten, dairy, and sugar, and processed foods. And if we work together, we can do some testing. But in my experience, 90% of eczema people have inflammation due to these foods. So this can be something that you can do already. You want to limit seafood that's high in mercury. You want to make sure to read labels and really go as whole food as possible, really lowering that processed food. And, going local, eating local grown foods is also such a good idea. Okay. So if we work together, we will give you so much more information on food, but this is kind of the bare minimum. This is the top of the list recommendations. And then, if you work with our team, we will really unravel this for you and really help you and hold your hand through this process. Okay. The clean food plate looks like this. So I want to see half your plate in vegetables and colorful vegetables. And then I want to see some fat, some good protein, and your sweet and starchy carbs. I want to see those lowered in an eczema case because often sweets and carbs can actually trigger inflammation. Okay. Again, if you work with us, we give you lists of all the foods you can eat. We give you so much support and recommendations for food. And we actually look through all your food pictures and help you out there. But this is a great place to start, okay? For Clean Enviro, here are my top recommendations for cleaning up your environment. If your body is toxic, your skin will have eczema. So we have to clean up your environment. And you want to think about all the things that are touching your body first, like the food in your mouth, go organic, the water that you're drinking, the water that you're showering in, the plastic containers you're putting your food in, etc. Okay, so here is my top list of cleaning up the environment. And again, if you work with us, we have lists upon lists based on what we find in your testing. The next pillar is called Clean Fit, and we need you to be moving your body every day. I know this can be really hard when you have eczema to move your body, but you even going for a walk is so great for you and anti-inflammatory, okay? So gentle things like walking, sun salutations, which are depicted here, are great things to start with, especially if your eczema is so severe and you just feel like you can't move. I do still want you to move your body because what we're learning about our skeletal muscle muscle is actually an endocrine organ that releases these hormones called myokines that actually lower the inflammation in our body. So we have to move our body, okay? Clean routine is the next pillar. And for this one, some really simple things, getting sun exposure, making sure that you are getting some good sleep, you're drinking enough water. These are the basics. And when we often help patients through the basics, often their skin gets better. Okay. So this is a great place to start. Often I think we're so concerned with what supplements should we take, what treatment should we do to fix our skin. And often it's getting down to the basics. It's really, hey, live a healthy lifestyle and eat a healthy diet. Okay. Step 3 of the Cleanbody methods is, okay, now let's look at your labs and do you need additional support beyond the pillars? And that additional support could be supplements, treatments like colon hydrotherapy, IV therapy, peptide therapy, etc. And we always go in a stepwise manner. So let's say we find a parasite in your system. We're not going to just cleanse all of a sudden. We always start by supporting your core organs, then supporting your drainage organs so that everything starts draining. And then we start cleansing. And then finally, we leave you with Cleanbody for life, which is, okay, you're done. Eczema's gone. How do you maintain a clean body? And sometimes that's just diet and lifestyle. Sometimes maybe you want to take some supplements to help maintain that clean body, and that would be up to you. Okay. Now, if we are healing, we often want to heal super quickly. We want to heal like today, right? And in conventional medicine, that's often possible. We take medications, it pushes our systems to heal, not really heal, let's say pushes our systems to lower those symptoms, but not truly heal. Okay, but in a clean body approach, we are healing from the inside out truly. Now, there is a thing called the Hering's Law, and this was discovered by Dr. Constantine Hering way back when. And he learned that when we truly heal through homeopathy and herbs and diet and lifestyle, we heal from the inside out. With skin issues, we heal from the top to the bottom and from the most vital organs to the least vital organs. And so with skin issues, what you might notice is that you'll see your skin actually healing from the top to the bottom. So your face will get better before your legs, for example. And then you might see yourself healing from the inside out. For example, you might see the core of your body getting better, and then the arms and legs are the last thing to heal. Okay. And then we also heal in the reverse. So the time it takes to heal is often every year you've had an issue. Let's say eczema, it might take you a month to heal that. So we can calculate how long this might take for you. And you may also see a return of symptoms. Healing is not linear. We might see if you used to have headaches, 10 years ago, we might see as you're healing, those headaches might come up and then go away. So there is a way that your body heals. And I like to kind of say, imagine if you were cleaning a big house. You wouldn't just clean it all at once. You would have to start with the bathroom and then the kitchen and then the bedrooms. And so that's what our body does. But it actually heals the most important organs first, so those core organs, and then it goes out from there. Okay? So if you are in a healing process already and you're super confused, you don't understand, you've been doing so much stuff and you don't understand why your skin is still not doing well, skin is the last thing to heal, okay? So when you work with our team, we really help you through this. We've had so much experience with this. So we look at your symptoms and we decide, okay, you are actually healing, but you're just in the process of it, okay? All right, so if you want to dive deeper and work with our team, definitely consider booking a root cause consultation. You can start with all of these recommendations in this course, but think about booking a root cause consultation if you want to dive deeper. You'll meet with a member of my team and we will unravel the puzzle pieces for you. We will review your Cleanbody eczema root cause assessment. We will listen to your story. We'll look through all your journals. We'll look through any labs that you've done with other doctors, and we'll really help you to understand what are the root causes for you, what are the labs you need to do, and what does treatment look like? Like, what does my Cleanbody roadmap look like? And we will really detail all of that for you, okay? check out these real patients, check out the success stories. These are some YouTube videos linked here, and then there's a ton more on YouTube and on our website. And we have so many resources for eczema people. I have such a big heart for anyone with eczema because I have been through this and I know what it's like. So check out our blog, check out our YouTube videos, check out our podcast. Thank you for taking the time to take this course. I hope all of the information here really helps you in your journey to clear skin and a clean body. And if you have any questions, definitely feel free to reach out to my team. We are happy to answer any of your questions and help you on your journey.